scariest thing I've ever done. Welcome back to the channel. We're working on post holes for the cabin. It is November. Weather's holding out for us.
Yeah, this. Yeah, this cabin, homestead, life is meant to be. It's above freezing, pouring concrete.
But we are forecasted with some colder weather and snow. If this is all we get done, we're very grateful for that. We really didn't think we'd be working into November.
No.
Especially on something like concrete.
Everything's been working out. 2 months ago, it would have been a dream come true to get a serviceable trail in here.
Yes.
Maybe get the trees cleared and hopefully dig some holes. Well, we've got a stellar driveway, Connex. We still have, I didn't think taking trees is going to be
We'll keep doing that through the winter.
yeah, but we've got the footprint of the cabin cleared, we've got the holes in, and we're pouring concrete, so.
Outhouse holes dug,
Yep.
Garden is cleared.
If we get the posts in and set, that's, you know, regardless of the weather, that's going to be our stopping point. You know, there's no sense building the floor and just letting it get snowed on all winter, so we'll stop there and pick it up in the spring. We're not going to be getting our logs from the sawmill till early April. We'll have a couple of weeks of rest before the baby gets here.
5 weeks left. It's scary. Besides all this, the other day we got done. The outhouse hole is completely done. Levi got my stump pulled out of the garden.
This is a little bit of an experiment. Some neighbors, I think every outhouse ever built is built different. Something they do with the gravel base up here in Alaska, or at least in this area of Alaska, almost works like a leach field and a septic system. You do it right and you're sitting on top of the gravel, then all of the waste just works its way into the gravel.
You wouldn't have to move the outhouse every few
Yeah,
years.
that's the whole goal, is to not have to have the outhouse fill up and move it. A lot of people use a culvert pipe. Culvert pipes were kind of outrageous and
couldn't find any
sell
anyway.
them in a 20-foot length, and I don't need 20 feet. We're gonna see. We won't know for a couple years if it's gonna work or not. The process of the waste just disappearing into the gravel would work fine without the box. The only thing the box is doing is, since the hole's so deep, is it's almost like cribbing, keeping the hole from caving in on itself over time.
Could we not go in with the box? That would be great. What's the plan here?
Huh?
You have a plan, or?
I'm just gonna set it down.
Okay.
If you want, you can help balance that side. It won't be heavy, you're just balanced. Let me rephrase that.
Ah,
It will be heavy if you try and hold it.
I'm not holding crap, so.
Okay, watch your toes.
Now you broke it.
Just hold those and push against the bottom so that it doesn't slide this way. You know what I'm saying?
No. What do you want me to do?
I want you to push on this.
Okay.
Somehow keep it from sliding this way. I want it to pivot and try and get it close to straight up and down before it slides in.
Pivot.
Pivot. We only got one shot at this, or it's garbage.
Really? I don't like this job. Can I do the muscular part? Okay, I'm not having to do anything, so. Besides, be afraid of my own grave.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That was the scariest thing I've ever done. Pooping box.
I can tell the whole bottom of this.
Just put a toilet seat on it for now. Start using it.
Okay. We'll grab the shovel. That turned out exactly how I pictured it, imagined it. So it might stay like that through the winter. If we feel like working on it this winter, we'll work on it. But the big thing was we had to get it in the ground before the ground froze. The plan is to face it that way. That way you got a good view. And we'll put it on some skids. That way if we do need to move the outhouse later, we can.
Is that where you want it? Okay. Did it happen? Did it?
Did you call Dave back? A little bit more. You didn't see.
This birch was one of our biggest and probably one of our healthiest trees we had. We were super bummed out to have to cut it down, but if it ever did fall in the cabin, it just would have been catastrophic. And it turns out it's half rotten in the middle, so it definitely wasn't going to last forever.
I know.
Holy
That's
shit!
half all.
Super glad we ended up taking it. amazing how much a simple tool like the concrete mixer just makes this a totally different ball game than if we were using a wheelbarrow. We like to do things simply, but when you're on such a time crunch and Bob already has the tool for the job, it just makes sense to use it. We're not going for primitive necessarily here. We are going for simple, but tools for a job are tools for a job.
So we got all the holes poured, went good, super smooth, super easy. We've given them about 2 hours to start setting up a little bit. Rain's starting to pick up, getting a little later in the afternoon. Gonna cut this insulation, lay it in there. I'm just gonna do 2 layers and then cut some plastic, put some dirt around it on top to keep any cold air from getting in there. We should be good to go.
It's gonna touch my face. No, go get the others. Don't let it touch my face. Oh, jeez.
Okay. That's a wrap on that for today. Looks good. Well, it doesn't really look good. My tarping job's not good, but should work. Concrete looks good. We'll come back in a couple days and see what it looks like. Next step after this, the cabin starts coming up out of the ground, which will be very exciting.